everybody, it's Lisa from Shabby Road Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an art project with you. I have this canvas that's, I think it's 9 by 12. And yeah, because this is 8 by 10. So it's about 9 by 12. It's going to be an interesting project for me because I am going to incorporate a piece of art that my son did in high school. So it was hanging on my wall and I was jelly printing and I looked over and I saw that and I thought the idea came to me, wouldn't it be cool to somehow incorporate his artwork into a piece of my art? I thought, how could I do that? So I took a picture the best I could and then printed it off. So I'm gonna show you, it's really big. I'm going to show you his original artwork, and then I'll show you what it looks like printed off. So it's really big. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's a picture that he drew in art class. And I thought it was really, I've always loved this, and he allowed me to keep it when he moved out. Let me show you the one that I have printed out. It's not the one I'm going to use, but this is what it looks like printed out. Whoops, sorry. This is what it looks like. This is not a good version because this is the picture I sent to my computer and then I printed from my computer, and it is kind of a little bit more blurry. The one I'm going to use, I just printed straight from my phone. Let me show you that one. So I've cut out a piece of it. So the difference is this is the difference. I can't use this one because my printer ink was messing up and I've got lines. But this was the first one I printed off, and this was printed from the computer. So it's kind of just a lot different. This is has more of the warm tones to it, almost sepia. And this one's kind of blurred. You can't see the details. So that was kind of weird. So anyways, I'm going to be using one that I printed from my phone after I fixed my ink. So yeah, I just decided to cut out this part, and I've cut out some of the buildings as well. I was debating on whether to cut out that whole platform, but I just cut out the bottom part of it. So yeah, I think it'll be kind of fun. I've never done anything like that before. I'm going to use some of my gel prints. So I have a lot more interesting gel prints than this, but for the vibe that comes with that picture that he drew, I just felt like some of these colors were going to work. So I have this one. I really like the shapes and things, the way it was outlined. I like the colors. This is just a piece. I may use just a piece of this because I like that. I did this color on deli paper. I really like the grungy kind of like look to this that came out, so I want to use that. This is just another piece. I don't know if I use this one or not, but I like the black circles in this. And then here's a piece with just a stencil I used on the gel plate, just some numbers. So I'm gonna get into it here. I don't know, I just think this will be so fun, and I hope that, I haven't asked my son yet. I'm going to tell him after the video, after I see how the video turns out, I'll tell him that I kind of made something with his artwork. I think he'll be okay with it. So I'm thinking about this being up here on the top. Like, and I think I don't want to wrap this around. I think what I'm going to do is paint the sides black, and maybe I should do that first before I start. Okay, I'm back. First I just painted the sides, and then I thought, you know what, why not just paint it all? I didn't paint the top perfect, like there's still, it's not, but it's all going to be covered. But I thought if any of these pieces of the deli paper, it would just be dark underneath instead of that white. So I just decided to go ahead and paint it all. So that being said, I think I want to start with this at the top. going to use this matte gel with a paintbrush. And just about down to there. I just ended up checking with my son first to make sure it was okay that I used a copy of his art. I didn't think he would mind, but, you know, it's always nice to check with someone first. Even though it's a copy. I mean, it's his work. And he did it in either 11th or 12th grade, so I just fell in love with it. I think it's very... I think all my boys have a lot of artistic tendencies. Different tendencies, too. Different hobbies and things, so that's nice. I haven't really worked on like a canvas, let's stretch canvas like this, and it does dip, you know, it doesn't give you that solid foundation underneath like a canvas panel does, or a piece of wood like a wood cradle. So it's hard to get, it's going to be hard to get all of the wrinkles. Okay. I want to use this. I love teal, and with the teal and the black, I was just like, I've been messing around so much, guys. I've been just really playing with this every day. I'm trying to get better at it because I love jelly printing and I love to see all the amazing art that people make, but I'm still learning. So it's just been like practice, you know, practice. Oh, I cut this a little too, well, that's okay. This side doesn't need to be perfect, so that'll be fine right there. Yep. Cut off about that much. Because the figure is going to be on this side, so it's okay that it's not quite as wide as I need it to be. I hope you can see, for the most part, see what I'm doing here. So that's the first background, and I love it. It's just so artsy and grungy looking. So I'm going to let this dry. I think, I don't know, I was kind of wanting to go over the top with this matte gel as well. I think this will be a cool project. So my son is, he's 39. So if he was 18, that was what, 21 years ago that he would have done this art? And now here I am, his mother, 21 years later, using it in a piece of her art. So that's kind of fun. All right, I'm going to dry this and I'll be back. So bringing in the pieces from his art that I want to use, I want to find out, well, I want to put them down and see what else I want to add in. If I want to put this first and then add more on top, or add some underneath first. Oops, it's like that isn't right. I'm just like, kind of took some of the buildings from his art, kind of cut them out. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. But I want more of my art in here. I love this piece. I love it. I'm gonna go cut the white sides off from this. I can never tell anything until I get those sides off. I should have done that before I started my video. I'll be right back. I have this cut out. And I feel like I want it to go behind him. I feel like this was a self-portrait. I can't remember if my son told me that or not, but this just reminds me of Corey, so I would have to say that's probably what it was meant to be. I would like this lighter, brighter stuff behind him, kind of showcasing his image here. But I don't know how much I want. If I want hard lines or if I want to kind of rip a piece. Decisions. There's a lot of hard lines in this, but man, I don't know. If I rip it, then it's ripped. I'm not sure. Kind of. There. Okay, that is better. That's kind of what I was after. So something like that. Now let me bring him back in, decide where I want that. Want that corner off in there. I love this color palette. This is teal, black, and yellow ochre. I just did some layering with some masks, and this is one of my favorite pieces right here. I've always wanted to learn the jelly plate. I mean, I played with it before to make like just background pages and stuff, but over the last couple weeks when I've really been going at it, it's been so fun just seeing all the different combinations. And I have this, I don't want to say unlimited amount of paint. I have a bunch of paint that's not good paint. And so it's allowing me to just play without feeling guilty like I'm using up all this paint type guilt, because the different paint, I can't wait to see what good paint does, because I'm having a blast with this really cheap paint. But again, I've told you before, okay, that paint from Menards is not bad paint. It's good paint and it's cheap. So you know how they do, like in the store, they'll take and they'll make tomato soup or something, and they'll put it in like a Walmart Great Value can. And sometimes it's actually the same as Campbell's, but they are selling it to Walmart. You know what I mean? Like without having to really explain it, because I'm not really good at it. But sometimes I think there is, I was hoping to get that up. Sometimes I think they put more generic or store brand labels on the same products, and I feel like that's the same way with this paint. Like it's as good to me, like, and I'm no expert obviously, but to me the Menards paint is as good as the Liquitex I have. I mean, I'm serious. I've been playing with them for like 2 weeks here, and going back and forth with both brands, and to some of you, Liquitex might be a cheap brand, which it's not anywhere near Golden. I'm sure I've never used Golden, but what I'm saying is if you want some good paint to play around with and you have a Menards by you, I mean, I wish I could get an affiliate link for it, because I feel like I'm really pushing it, but I want people to know, like, it's a good paint. I'm going to go dry this. I'm hoping that bubble or whatever it is will lay down a little bit better. But I'm going to go dry this now, and I'll be back. So I dried this piece. There is still a wrinkle there. It's a kind of a bubble. I don't really like it, but I'm not going to sweat it too much on this first canvas. It's possibly I didn't get enough matte gel there, or I don't know. Like I said, this canvas it gives, so it's harder to do. But I've cut out a few things I want to use just to make this go faster. And excuse me, I cut out this piece from this paper I did, and kind of want to stick that in here. I don't want it to stick out past his legs. So I think I want to put that there. So I'm going to need to glue that down next. It's like putting a little puzzle together. Maybe it'll cover up that wrinkle. I don't know. Yeah. Perfect. I like it. Okay. And then the next thing I think I had was this. I kind of wanted this circle piece to go over here to keep these moving parts here handy. Don't know if I want it to come out. Maybe right there. Okay. Oops. The deli paper is so much fun to print on. And I know I'm behind the times, everybody's been doing it, but I just never had any. So I bought some, actually I bought it at Gordon Foods, and just so I could get it, I didn't even want to wait to order it on Amazon. And it just barely fits my jelly plate, and so I think next time I will get the 12 by 12. That'll be a little bit bigger than my plate, so I don't have to worry about just, you know, getting it on there just perfectly. But I love the results from it, so I'm definitely going to use it again. All right, so we got to let these two pieces dry. Come on. So then my building's coming back down here. Oh, I ripped off a piece of this. I want to put this up here in this corner. So I'm going to move these two things out of the way. Perfect. Okay, let's move my pieces back up here. Something like that. Let's bring our boy back in. Well, I'm loving it so far. Okay, I cut out pieces of different gel prints to put on some of these buildings to kind of almost represent graffiti. I mean, they're just, yeah, something like that. Because I thought that would be a nice touch to add to the buildings, and hopefully it doesn't take away from them, but I think it'll kind of add to the quirky kind of randomness of those. I've dried this piece right here pretty well, and then I dried these pieces on here that I showed you I was going to put on there. I don't know, it just kind of, to me, just added to it. This is kind of funny. I want to use pieces of this. I got a couple pieces down here I want to use, but this is paint. This came off from, I've been using this piece of plastic, I think it's like for cross stitch or something to that effect. Maybe some, I don't have it right here, it's in the other room. But I've been using it on the gel plate to get these crisscrossy look. this right here. So then every time I just stamp it on the paint, I'd set it aside, and it created this paint shell thing. I didn't realize it was doing it until pieces started coming off on my prints. I'm like, what is that? So yeah, I just was able to peel this whole piece off, and it's just the coolest thing because it gives you these cool bits of texture. So I want to do a piece up here and a piece down here. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I'm just gonna try to seal it down with the matte gel. Okay. So what else? Oh, so I cut out this hat out of a gel print, this one right here to be exact. And I thought maybe I would give him a hat. Just kind of a pop of color. Everything is just black and white there on his image. And I thought, well, maybe I would just give him a pop of color on the hat. Hopefully I like it because I don't want to ruin this. And again, I don't want to stick him down. I don't want to stick him down yet. I don't know. I kind of like it. It just stands out, you know. Okay. I'm wondering if I should go try to dry those two pieces. Anyway, I have these pieces yet to stick down. Keep forgetting how I had them. I had this down here. Something like that. Okay, so we're going to take this piece off. This piece. Take Corey off. And then we'll get this piece stuck down. I really like how it's turning out so far. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go dry these bits and then I'll be back. You gotta be careful with these things. I started to get the heat thing too close and it started to scorch it, which it looks kind of cool. But, and some of the paint came off. So when I put the matte gel on to glue it down, some of the paint that was on this little piece kind of bled onto this portion. So that I'm a little bit disappointed about. But it's all grungy, so I don't know. I really don't know if there's anything I could do differently for that. We'll see. Let's get this glued down, and then we'll worry about the bottom of that. He is the star of the canvas. I'm going to turn the camera off, and I am going to, I have some words that I cut out that I think have meaning to this particular art piece, and I'm going to put them right here in the middle. And then we're going to see what else we want to do, if there's anything, if nothing. I may go around this a little bit with paint or something because that's bothering me. Other than that, then it will be close to being done. But I do want to get those words on, and then I'll come back and show you what it says. Okay, so I put the letters, oh, I didn't attach those yet. I remember when I didn't even know what I wanted to be tomorrow. So I'm envisioning this as not only my son, but any teenager at that age. So he was probably a senior. And I remember being a senior and not knowing what I wanted to be tomorrow. Like, this is graduation, and what's tomorrow? Like, there is, you know, I didn't have a plan. Let's just put it that way. I didn't go to college. I didn't have a plan. So I felt like I didn't know what I wanted to be tomorrow. So I felt like that was kind of a, I don't know, a unique saying to put there. And then pain, success, and life. We're putting those on those buildings. And I feel like they kind of make a statement as well. Because as a teenager, you go through some pain, obviously, from just growing up and dealing with being that age. And success is what you're hoping for in life. So I don't know. I just kind of see words, and if they speak to me, then I use them. And those did. So I have some paint over here. I want to see just like, I'm not sure how that's going to work because yeah, it might be okay. Rubbing some gold on those textures. Just kind of putting a little bit of white over here. Not sure, but there. And a little bit more of that gold. Just putting on, kind of bringing the black up around the kind of bringing the dark black up a little bit. My hands are a mess now. Let's see, what else? Not sure if these need to be outlined with white or I don't know. I don't know if that added to it or not, but I just feel like things, I don't know. For me, I feel like things need to be outlined. It's just my weird habit, I guess. I'm just looking at this, just trying to find out if there's anything else that would bit of an outline to help kind of stand out. Maybe these should have had black instead of white. I don't know. I always second guess yourself, you know, looking at things. It's like, it's hard to know when you're done, you know. Feels like, should I add something more? I like it. I think it tells a story. And just thankful for that. My son allowed me to use his images to kind of recreate something of my own. As I was thinking about the fixative, I thought about the chalk pastels I have, and I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know. Kind of just some random marks. Just maybe giving him more of an edge there to stand on. Oh, I like this color too. Just little mark making things, just some up there, some down here, just to kind of balance things. I guess we'll call it good, except for this spray, and I'll have to do that later after I get back from the store, but yeah, I kind of like it. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.